What is up, guys? CJ here, and we're back with another backtesting video. The next installment in the backtesting series here, taking a look at a coin I like to call FC or FARTCOIN. This was a very nice model, 5.17 RR to technical target, and you know, the crypto market has been tough. I've been having a tough time in this market as of recently, and maybe always, to be honest, but you know, we're gonna come back here and we're gonna keep putting in the work. We're gonna keep seeing these models. I was not watching this coin, unfortunately. I was in a short on Aave, and I got stopped out by a tick to see it fully reverse and hit target when this model is also playing out. So it was a confirmation in Asia. I do trade Asia, though I was already in a position, so I wasn't actively looking at it as much, but we're gonna get rid of the TA and we are going to break it down. So when we come to FC here, this is a very interesting short because we've kind of been looking at this area, if we want to zoom out even more, this area, wanting FC to come to this area for a while. So when we have a bounce here with a naked low here, building sell side liquidity as we come up, and then we have an established range right here, touching EQ a couple times, you know, valid range. We are in the premium section, so we can be looking for for shorts. It is the best spot too. So let's see if we have any POIs here. Definitely in the premium section. Let's go hunting. Let's see if we can find any nice POIs here. Have to get decently in the lower time frame. That's nothing. That's nothing. Either way, I think it's really good to look if there's any POIs, because sometimes there's models and there just isn't any POIs that still work. And I find in those cases, it's more of a Model 2 situation where your model is very established and then it gives you a POI for a third tap from a Model 2 perspective. So that may have been the case here. Look at that. Really grinding on the ones here. We'll see where this comes in. A little autumn lo-fi. Kind of just wipe the slate clean of this week and keep refining our system, keep refining our psychology. So this POI, as you can see, it's a nothing POI, 1 minute. There's no POI here, so we're gonna look at it from the perspective like our model gives us the POI to be entering the trade. So in an uptrend, you can pull your range from high to low. So if we're coming into the market right here, we're seeing this extend to the deviation high. Get our EQ back on here. So initial range starting point, deviation 1. So operating under the fact that we're not really in a strong POI, but we are in the premium section looking for a short on FC here. Pull our fixed range volume profile. It's also not giving us much. We got the POC down in the lower section, kind of just where we built our nice RTZ though, so you can keep it on the chart. I'll take it off. It's not giving us confluence in this trade, but it doesn't have to every trade. So when we dissect the top here, it's almost like a PO3 situation with a little bit of a pop out. I'm gonna not look at it exactly like that, but I think we have like just a very small model right here. And so this can kind of come to the theory of not needing to be in a more so macro POI of the bigger range because we're setting up a POI for the trade here. So what we can see, this is pretty interesting. I'm not sure if you look at it from like it's not an exact model because I was looking at this to be a model, like this, but then New York PM takes that out right there. It's definitely just a nice topping structure. Let's see if it's anything on the bars. Pretty nice. I don't know. Kind of just looking at this as we go. I'm not sure about it, but you had some nice topping PA here. I know you come up and take this high one more time. It's for one final liquidity sweep, but let's see what price leaves us as a third tap POI. And you got this super nice order block that sweeps liquidity and delivers the move down. So we'll use that as our extreme liquidity. Sorry, our extreme supply. Extreme liquidity, on the other hand, is going to be right here. Doesn't sweep liquidity, it's just the next market structure pull. Because this would never be our extreme liquidity because we're sweeping liquidity right here and creating supply. So this would be our extreme liquidity right here. Now, when we look at our model, we can see that it's shaping up here. RTZ building nicely. Like this. Don't know if there's a place to attach it. I'm not going to attach it at this point, so I'd probably be looking at it like this. Can't do that either. Just be looking at it like this, and there might be a double section because just nice liquidity in this lower section, no demand. And then we're going to assess how we're coming up here. So obviously you could put this demand on the chart. Let's see if it's backed by any volume. No, not backed by any volume really. Keep that on there. Not really backed by any volume or volume area. Not really giving us any confluence at all. So we're gonna watch how price comes up here because we're creating a local RTZ with this demand just at EQ, but we would be entering up here and we could definitely see. So I like our POI here. So say we're coming into the market right now, a little bit sped up here. We'll see what price gives us. So it's a case of where we build two different RTZs, looks like. Okay, and then we're coming to our, let's pause this. Okay, so now we get some interesting PA. Asia is opened. I personally love trading Asia. It's just kind of nighttime for me. So we're gonna see what we get here. This looks like a good break. What is the highest time frame structure, though, that it's valid on? Yeah, okay, so it's valid on the 5s. It's SFP to me. So SFP there. Arguably just a valid entry though. We'll take a look if that could have been fine because coming into our POI, front run, break, but looks like a SFP. So we're gonna go back to 1x here and play it out, see what we're gonna get. Or if there's any level 2 breaks coming back up here. No, you don't take that high. So this is where I really want to hone in on the execution process because this is where I struggled the most. Just really that exact point of entry. So we're going to see here what we can get. So I'd say this is a break structure right here. Didn't really get anything on the level 2s, maybe. No, because you never take that high. So we can say on the 2s here. This is valid structure, and this is our new market structure low. So this was a valid entry right here, but it's also an S&P. Got to be aware when you're looking at the higher time frame market structure. But this is a good break right here. Closing below. Maybe you watch a couple candles too. So we're gonna put this entry right here, but maybe you're not in, and we're gonna see if you can be. Because I think, you know, why do I keep getting rid of this volume profile? I think you got the volume area high somewhere around here too. Yeah, okay. So you had the volume area high right there. Let's see how. Alright, let's dial it in here. Short position. So if you took that break, you're rocking out 5.25. Let's see, maybe we weren't convinced, maybe you thought you were gonna get an SFP, you got the volume area high right there. Let's see if it delivers, what it delivers here. So you get that move down, really confirming the break. And then sometimes I want to play around with like immediate pullback, just hit a limit right there. Just hit a limit, get your full RR. So I'm liking, sorry, getting a call back. What do we have? We have structure supply backing up our entry, our stop loss, just like this. So we're looking pretty solid, and I love this pullback too. It's not for sure that you get it, but most times you get it, honestly. So if you weren't convinced by this little break, you saw these candles, still weren't in, boom, just get in right here. You got this structure supply to back us up, and let's see if we touch it or if we just front run it. So you don't want to be waiting for that, just get the break of structure, I think. So either way, if you entered here on the break or if you entered here on the break, a little lower. Candle close right there. And then this is the trade. We're just going to play it out. Bro, you absolutely break down right there. Sorry, that was bad camera work. But you break down right there. This demand, not really backed by any volume. RTZ all the way in. It's not going to do anything. And keep playing price out here. Looks like you probably created more supply to back you up. So you're sitting nice in this trade. Boom. And there you hit full TP, technical target. Taking with $1,000 risk, you just made 5K. We didn't go over the time duration of this model, but 1 day, 55 minutes. So just perfect 1 day, 1 hour from this break structure. Just a perfectly sized model. Hit full TP in 10 hours, half a day, to make 5K on $1,000 risk. So just an absolutely beautiful trade here on FC, where you get that. It's like a case of a double RTZ, where your first part is RTZ and then up to the third tap is a separate RTZ. So super nice model. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the back test. Would have loved to have seen this in the live market, but we'll do the next best thing and back test it and keep sharpening our execution and our minds for the next opportunity. So hope everyone has a great weekend, and peace, boys.